Do you believe wholeheartedly that Jay's your father?
I really do.
You've been ducking this boy's DNA for all his life. Take the test.
Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else.
If you got $10 million, you go, listen, young boy, I don't want the world to know nothing about this because my image, here goes some money, I'm going to take care of you. Nobody's going to say no.
Chances are, just out of nowhere, random universal selection, this boy who's not related to you has your nose, has your mouth, has your brow line, has your hairline. Just like all of this, just by accident.
I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over.
Rumors and online chatter have once again thrust the worlds of hip-hop and celebrity into a whirlwind, as speculation surrounding Jay-Z and a long-running paternity dispute has resurfaced with renewed intensity. Reports circulating across social platforms claim that a judge has agreed to allow Rymir Carter's paternity filing to move forward, giving Jay-Z until July 18th to formally respond. Though not confirmed by official court statements, these accounts have sparked widespread discussion, amplified further.
I wasn't in the ad
Right.
because of look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together.
Mhm.
So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are. Like, I don't. What is the issue? You see what I'm saying? Like, and I with M, because like with Nori he had communication. He said, "Yeah, I talked to the big homie. He was saying to Jay, he was telling me, you know, the white boy wouldn't do the truth without fit, right?" And I'm like, that's when I start saying crazy stuff, because I look and I go, "Oh, that's your big homie, right?" And so he imaged himself after a gay painter. The big homie want to look like a gay painter.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about Basquiat. He wants to look like a gay painter.
Oh my God, I think I know where we're going with
So
this.
now look, what I'm saying to you is, look, when you start looking at, that's not mine, that's theirs, they Harper, right? But when you look at, M is looking at the entire legacy.
Yeah.
The whole thing, like with M, Dre, and myself.
by suggestions that 50 Cent, to never one to shy away from a public feud, may be showing interest in the case from the sidelines. Some commentators even claim he is considering featuring Carter in an upcoming documentary, adding yet another layer of intrigue to the growing saga. While none of these developments have been verified by the involved parties, the conversation around them has undeniably intensified, capturing the attention of fans, critics, and observers who have followed similar high-profile conflicts within hip-hop over the years. This situation, as described in online commentary, is far from the typical paternity.
Met Jay-Z and had intercourse with him. How old was she?
I would say I think she was about 16, 17, or 16, just turning 16 or 17. I know it was one of them.
And Jay-Z was what age?
I wouldn't happen to know. I think was he in his 20s?
I read 22.
Oh, yeah.
I think I read 22, but he was in his 20s.
Yes, I wouldn't happen to know his age, but 22, I'm pretty sure if they put that out there, then... I really try not to get frustrated, basically. I really try not to think about it, I go on with my life, because, anything could happen, but, I still gotta live for myself at the end of the day. I still gotta work and bring an income for me. I can't sit around. I gotta get up off my feet and do something. I can't wait on the world. Like, I can't say, I can't wait on anybody to want to respond when they want to. It is important that I know who my biological father is, just because, my mom health, I don't know if it's coming from our family or it's coming from the other side. And that would be something I really would want to find out, because, in the future, you don't know what could happen. And a lot of people are so quick to judge because they see somebody coming out and try to find out if the person that, trying to find out things, they so negative to push you down. Like,
paternity dispute. Those discussing the story emphasize that it stretches back to the early 1990s and encompasses decades of unresolved questions, silence, and conflicting narratives. Now, Carter, said to be 32 years old, is reportedly stepping forward with a renewed determination to uncover truths he believes have been withheld for most of his life. In public statements and posts attributed to him, He positions his pursuit not merely as a legal battle but as a deeply personal quest for identity and acknowledgement. His supporters portray him as confronting a past shaped by
It's something crazy going on with this case. Honestly, I just want everybody in the world just to keep their eyes open and just watch things that happen, that this how things unfold, because it's crazy. It really is crazy. These judges, these lawyers, this fraud, collusion, who knows what it's for, money or friendships or whatever they got going on. But I can honestly say that we should never go in the courtroom feeling like we're already the victims and we did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong but come in here, tell you guys the truth, put our life on the line, come to every court case and give you 100% plus of us. And basically we just got
secrecy. While his detractors argue that the resurfacing of the case is fueled by opportunism and the allure of celebrity proximity, regardless of where one stands, the story has become a focal point for debates about truth, accountability, and the powerful dynamics surrounding public figures. The conversation has expanded even further as social media speculation suggests that Beyoncé may be quietly attempting to protect her family from escalating public scrutiny. These claims, purely speculative and unsupported.
And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong? Like it's not far as a proving me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have to do. Like it's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth. Honestly, I can take a no. I can take, if I'm embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot and seen a lot. I could take me being embarrassed. Like just can't take nobody not saying nothing.
By Rym's mother from her or her representatives paint her as a stabilizing presence working behind the scenes to maintain privacy and minimize chaos. Observers often note Beyoncé's historically composed public demeanor and meticulous approach to managing attention, interpreting her silence as a deliberate strategy. Whether accurate or not, these theories contribute to the high-stakes atmosphere surrounding the situation, especially with 50 Cent, whose reputation for stirring controversy is well known, seemingly adding fuel to an already volatile narrative. With courts reportedly beginning to take the case more seriously, some commentators argue the story might be on the brink of exploding into a much larger
Carter, that's what she was calling my first before she was calling it Jay-Z, and I really didn't know who that was because I was young and had my little brother, and I really wasn't worrying about it. She was saying it a lot, but I really just was going along with the person I was just seeing, like the person I looked at who was taking care of me at that time. I really wasn't really trying to understand what my mom was talking about, but she constantly put it in my head like, son, it's not your father, and I really want you to know it is. This person is your father, and I just want you to know. She continued to tell me that over the years and over the years and over the years.
Spectacle, according to the narrative shared online by those close to Carter, his pursuit of answers began when he was 19, marking over a decade of effort to establish clarity about his biological father. His mother, identified in public claims as Wanda, is said to have met Jay-Z during his early rise in the 1990s. The story recounted by Carter's supporters suggests that after their brief encounters, she attempted to reach him with no success, leaving behind years of ambiguity and unanswered questions. Carter's godmother, Lily Colley, has been cited in various interviews as stating that early in the process, Jay-Z's team allegedly explored resolving the matter privately, possibly by offering Carter opportunities within the music industry, including rumors of...
He never tried to contact me in any type of way, and that's all I'm asking is, like, cause I honestly really want the case to be over with. Like, I've been going through, just like I said, a lot, and as I said, I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not trying to do this to make somebody seem like a bad person, a bad father. I'm not trying to make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm just really coming out here for the truth. I don't want no money or anything. I wasn't looking for none of that. I just want to know the truth. And if I can't go to the courts and get the truth, like, what is it really? Why what is it? I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over with.
Bringing him onto a record label. According to these accounts, however, the strategy shifted dramatically after new legal advisors became involved, suggesting to observers that the situation had become more complex than initially anticipated. While none of these details have been confirmed by Jay-Z or his representatives, they continue to circulate widely, shaping public perception of the dispute. Speculation about why any early approach may have changed often centers on the potential for the case to escalate once it entered public awareness. In the eyes of many discussing the issue online, the stakes extend beyond personal relationships.
Rymir Carter. Wanda's son. She had him when she was 16. It takes 40 weeks to cook a baby. That means she was 15 when she got pregnant. Age of consent in Pennsylvania is 17. Was then, is now. And she was taken across state lines from Pennsylvania to an apartment in New York. Oops.
Oh, the detail.
That's how Rymir Carter made it into this world. Take the test, man. That's fine. We'll give you don't know Diddy. Take the test. You've been ducking this boy's DNA for all his life. Take the test. Do something. You've been dead beating it your whole life.
Touching upon legal ramifications, business reputations, and the carefully maintained public image of one of hip-hop's most influential figures, those sympathetic to Carter argue that the prolonged delays and procedural hurdles reflect attempts to suppress uncomfortable truths, while supporters of Jay-Z counter that the ongoing speculation is based largely on unverified claims and incomplete information. Regardless of interpretation, the idea that the case carries significant reputational weight fuels the persistent fascination surrounding it. Online discussions place further emphasis on the timeline of events, particularly focusing on public claims that Wanda first encountered Jay.
Surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. When I was saying things, not knowing exactly what I was saying, but I was going with, like, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. So I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally is that those accusations are crazy.
I don't have no felonies. I'm not crazy or none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts. And seems like Jay-Z don't want to say anything. So, I don't want to see him go down for something that, you could have just got taken care of. That's it.
Nobody's talking about the fact that he is currently suing his first biological son to quiet him and put a gag order on him. Why would he be doing that? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Rymir's mother was a minor when she conceived Rymir with Mr. Carter, who was a grown adult. What kind of family man is that? You don't want anyone to know, you or your wife don't want anyone to know who your actual biological children are, because most of them were created with minors while you were an adult. He's been in court with this young man for the past decade, fighting taking a DNA test. If he's not your kid, take the DNA test. Simple. If the young man is not your son, why have you spent so much money trying not to take a DNA test? Take the DNA test if he ain't your kid. You such a proud family, man. While you fight back the truth about your firstborn biological son, because you don't want nobody to know that his mama was barely 15 when you made her a mother and you were a grown man. I'm here.
Yeah.
Him and Blue Ivy got the same mouth.
Z, then reportedly known as Rock in Philadelphia in 1992. Narratives shared by Carter's advocates describe him taking her to his aunt's apartment in Brooklyn, offering what she interpreted as a glimpse into his life during a formative period in his career. Following a second visit 2 weeks later, she allegedly never heard from him again. These accounts are based on personal recollections and have not been verified in a court of law, but they continue to be repeated across online platforms, shaping the emotional framework through which many view the case. Additional context from Dr. Lily Coley, who has spoken publicly in support of Carter's.
That's right. To us, black excellence.
That had to be there.
We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah.
It's a billionaire brunch.
Oh,
Like,
I hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm going to be with you this year. Yeah. Come on, bro.
What was interesting was that Jay-Z's camp basically put out a statement saying that Jay and Puff are not friends and they're not close at all or whatever else. Did you see the two of them interact a lot?
I seen them interact, but I wouldn't say they was close. I believe Puff felt they was close.
Oh.
But if you was a person on the outside looking in, like me and Uncle Paulie used to always talk about it, me and D-Rock would talk about, yo, why Puff kind of like sucking Jay off so much? You know what I'm saying? Because you'd be like, we done flew to 5 or 6, 7 different concerts that Jay-Z has. But Jay-Z is not at one of Puff's shows. You know what I'm saying? You look at the Rock brunch where Puff will break his neck to get to the brunch. But Jay-Z don't pop up at any of Puff parties. You know, now I can only speak up until 2012. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was breaking his neck. Like at the end of the day, in our mind, we say, yo, he ain't even invite Puff to his wedding. When he married Beyonce, Steve Stout and all of them was there. You know what I'm saying? And Puff was kind of in his feelings, but once again.
Oh, Puff was upset he didn't get invited to the wedding?
Of course he was.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, we're security, so we're bottom on a tote pole. So he's not going to show you that it really affects him until you have a little conversation with him, or you say something, or you overhear something. But he didn't get invited to that, you know. Yeah, Jay came through every once in a while. Like if we was in a yacht in San Tropez or one of these places like that, Jay might ride up, you know what I'm saying? And it's more or less to show, yeah, I got a yacht too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm out here too. More or less than we're tight friends. I look at it as two people that's getting money because they did have some businesses together and we did have to go to some meetings together. And it was like, this is how far it goes, but we're not friends. You know what I'm saying? Like people ask me that all the time. I be like, Jay ain't really with Puff. It was no personal into it. It would be like if Ron Burgos is flying from LA on his jet, but Jay-Z just so happens to be going to New York too. We all end up on
family. Situates these events within the realities of the environment in which Jay-Z grew up, a period marked by hardship, instability, and the challenges that many young men in similar neighborhoods faced. According to these interviews, Wanda listed her then boyfriend, Robert Graves, on the birth certificate due to her inability to contact Jay-Z and the pressures of navigating pregnancy. Alone in a difficult environment, years later, in 2011, Graves was reportedly removed from the birth certificate after a DNA test showed he was not the biological father. These developments formed the basis of Carter's legal pursuit. First initiated in 2010.
Jay-Z, give me your money, or I'm coming at the Jay-Z for his money. I never did that. I'm not that type of person. I work for everything. But next is I'm just trying to basically make sure no other kids or nobody else in the world has to go through this. Basically, don't feel afraid to go to court and see if a person is your biological parents. You know, so many people are scared, and this is a big thing in the world. A lot of people don't have their fathers because they scared to go out and search for them. And sometimes it only take a little search, you know, go search. And if it's wrong, we're adults. Well, most of us adults, even for the teenagers, this being a role model for them, showing you can go in the courtroom, and if you're doing everything correctly, you should be able to just get treated as equal as the other person. You know, I've always been a person that I never hate anyone. I never, you know, I don't walk around with hate for a person. So I try to teach my kids that just be the best that you can be. So that's just a motto I go off. I would never hate Jay-Z. You know, it was never that type thing. You know, I respect him for everything he did. And as I said, I've been going through a whole lot through these years because this case, like me, my mom, my godmom, we didn't seen the worst. We didn't have people, you know, slander my name. Like you want Jay-Z money. And I hear it all. I'm going to fight until I'm not here no more. And it's never going to be against no one. Like, you know, I'm going to continue to fight. It'll take another 10 years, maybe another 50. Maybe I'll take this to the grave with me, but everybody can say I fought this.
Yeah.
He's come out and said, like, you know, this is just long-term harassment, man. He's like, this thing is just won't go away.
Long-term harassment. You know how disrespectful that is to a man that looks almost identical to you?
Yeah, that's his child. That's very disrespectful. I mean,
to a man that chances are, just out of nowhere, random universal selection, this boy who's not related to you has your nose, has your mouth, has your brow line, has your hairline. Same straight knobby knees is like all of this just by accident. Just by accident. It's just a coincidence that this man looks like he could be your Irish twin. Are you kidding me?
Though the case encountered multiple delays and jurisdictional conflicts, among the claims made by Carter's legal team was that Jay-Z could not be compelled to take a DNA test in New Jersey position. Carter disputes by pointing to public records, suggesting Jay-Z owned property in the state at the time. Critics argue the issue is far more legally complex than it appears, involving jurisdictional nuances rather than an attempt to evade testing. As the story continues to gain traction, 50 Cent's reported involvement has intensified the spotlight. Known for his relentless commentary on industry conflicts, his alleged support for Carter adds dramatic momentum to the unfolding situation.
I do know that I have listened to actual commentary from his godmother, Lily, who sat with a friend of mine, Liz Crokin. I was there, I was present, I heard it come out of her mouth. Wanda was a minor when she got pregnant with Rymir. And like Wanda always said, he picked her up in Philly, but he took her to New York across state lines to bed her while she was allegedly underage. Even though Lily was present when Rymir was born.
Though no official collaboration or documentary has been confirmed, even the possibility of 50 Cent engaging with the story amplifies its visibility and potential cultural impact. The looming July 18th deadline mentioned in circulating reports raises new questions. Will Jay-Z respond publicly? Will the court require a DNA test? Or will the legal process encounter further delays? With fans and commentators watching closely, every new rumor or legal update sends ripples across the hip-hop community. Fueling even more speculation are ongoing discussions about Diddy's highly publicized legal troubles, with some commentators theorizing without evidence that emerging details in his case could indirectly affect other major figures in hip-hop. While such claims remain,
she was very clear on the fact that Wanda was a minor when she was pregnant with Rymir, who was born a year before my son Giovanni. He came 92. That means she got knocked up in 91. He was well into his 20s by that time. Well into his 20s. Allegedly taking teenage girls over state line. You got unlucky, that condom broke. Poor guy. Or maybe that was just karma. Maybe God made sure that happened for a moment like right now. Disgusting. Don't nobody want to talk about the other kids that everybody denies don't exist. Whatever. You know, to be a billionaire that can't get a loan is one thing. But to be a broke billionaire and a deadbeat dad, that's something different.
Yeah. You know, even Solange's son, the Daniel kid, he says he doesn't have a great relationship with Beyonce, Jay-Z. What do you feel someone coming out saying, hey, Jay-Z's my father? What does that person want from a Hov if he's saying he does not care?
To prove that his mother wasn't a liar, because that's what they said his entire life while she was alive. Denying him makes her a liar. That woman was on the phone with the judge who was harassing her, telling her, demanding that she stop filing for paternity when she gave way and died. His mama died on the phone. Trying to get proper acknowledgement for him. If your mama died like that, would you just sit around and let people keep calling her a liar?
But my thing is this, Blair, this is how easy it is. First of all, kids come before everything.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're going to have problems with your kids sometimes, but if you got if you got $10 million, we go to listen, young boy, I don't want the world to know nothing about this because my image, here goes some money, I'm going to take care of you. Nobody's going to say no. If you my son, I love you. I'm going to give you money. I just don't want nobody to know about this. It's easy to manage. The fact,
but that starts with extortion. That's the first step of extortion.
No, but
once you give someone some money, you are now an ATM.
So you saying someone, no, your son. Like there's a difference between someone and your son that you made. Right or wrong?
Still a stranger though. You don't know.
It don't matter, but if you made him, he's a stranger because of you.
Yeah.
He's a stranger because of you. If you're a stranger, you know what I mean? So my thing is, if you my son, my thing is, I think a son is something all men want. A son.
Yeah.
If once you have a son, you don't care if he was 40 and you just met him, he's your son. You be like, yo, especially if you got the means to just do whatever you want. That's the thing I think a regular person like me don't understand.
Entirely speculative, they contribute to the narrative of a shifting landscape in which accountability and transparency are being demanded more vocally than in past decades. Online discussions frame 2025 as a year in which long-suppressed stories are surfacing, and individuals who once felt unheard are now stepping forward with renewed determination. Within this broader cultural moment, Carter's pursuit is increasingly described by supporters as part of a larger movement toward truth-telling and personal reclamation. Observers note that his willingness to continue pressing forward despite legal setbacks and public scrutiny has resonated with people who see echoes of their own struggles for recognition and closure. Others remain skeptical, arguing that the visibility and
all the fraud on the court, if we just let that, just pass and not say anything about it, they will continue to do anything they want. It's not just with us, it's with people in the world. Like a lot of fraud and a lot of collusion that's just been going on and just been looked over was never supposed to happen. And I will not let that pass. I'm not letting the lawyers get away with that. They will not go in the courtroom of justice and just lie like that and continue to get praised off it, or use this lie to benefit off all these years. Like, we've been going to court, putting our hard-earned money out there, and we going in there to fight fraud. That's just that's craziness. That's really craziness, and I don't think nobody in the world should have to go through that. You going in there, you paying your hard-earned money. You got these lawyers that just frauding and pitting anything they want basically in the courtroom, and the judges is just allowing this to go on. I honestly believe that both of them should be hold it responsible for this, because you guys, this is you guys' job, and if the judge can't see this or overlook it, I can understand a mistake, but just throughout the years, to continue to overlook fraud is just craziness to me. Like, come on, it's right there in your face. If you can't see that, then
wealth associated with celebrities inevitably draw unverified claims and opportunistic narratives. As the debate plays out, the story continues to blur the lines between personal history, public fascination, and the powerful influence of celebrity culture. What remains clear is that the situation is evolving rapidly, and the final outcome is impossible to predict. Whether the next development comes through official legal channels, public statements, or further media speculation, the case has already grown far beyond a private dispute. It has become a symbol, accurately or not, of shifting dynamics in entertainment, law, and accountability. And with influential figures like 50 Cent allegedly amplifying the conversation, the story shows no sign of fading. As July approaches, all eyes remain fixed on the next move, the next statement, the next twist in a saga that, regardless of its final resolution, has already made a lasting impact on the public imagination.